Hey, what's going on with it once again? Bros, women, especially bronies and pegs. This is the one, the only Mr. Nintendo Sony Free 2011 AK Criticism Guide 2009. I know I'm about 3, maybe 4 days late on this thing, so please forgive me on that. Just see if I can, let's see. If I can get the fucking camera to fucking focus real quick. Apparently I fucking can't, so give me a second real quick. Alright, there we go. It's all little pictures I actually have from My Little Pony. This is actually the whole little slideshow I'm going to be showing you guys, so hopefully you like this thing. So without further ado on this, I'm going to go to wikia.com maybe after I'm done with the video. We'll see what happens. So let's get this shit started. So MLP FIM, My Little Pony Friendship Magic, Season 4, Episode 9, Pinkie Apple Pie. And I almost called this Episode 10 too, so I don't want to make the same mistake like I did before. So pretty much in this episode, it's a Pinkie Pie Applejack episode. And I know this was like 3-4 days ago when it came out, and I'm kind of late on it, but it is what it is. But yeah, other than that, thank God I'm over my cold too, because it took a good week and a half or two to get over. Thank God it's gone now. But I'll still be coughing once in a while here, maybe because I'm choking my spit or whatever, but that's different. Yeah, so other than that, pretty much in Pinkie Apple Pie is a Pinkie Pie Applejack episode, like I just stated in the beginning. It pretty much starts out with well, let's just get to the symphonous of it. You know, the definition of this episode is pretty much about Pinkie Pie trying to figure out if Applejack is related to the Apple family in any shape, way, or form. So it's a little bit different there. So without further ado that, let's get the whole thing started. So pretty much in the beginning of the episode, it starts out with Pinkie Pie. Excuse me, I just had a burrito earlier after I got out of work and shit. Yeah, pretty much after that, it starts out with Pinkie Pie. She's visiting Twilight Sparkle's place or whatever. I had this annoying fucking thing in my hand. I don't know what it was. But yeah, it's about Pinkie Pie, and pretty much after that, she ends up going to Twilight Sparkle's house. She's like, "What you doing? I'm being a little suspicious. What are you guys doing?" And, you know, Pinkie Pie being her little crazy random self, because most of you guys already know how much I love the hell out of Pinkie Pie already, so that's no surprise there, just like with Derpy. And pretty much it's about her discovering about genealogy of ponies. Ponies are genealogy. She's doing a study of physics and stuff on them. And then she says, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And then after that, Pinkie Pie whispers to Spike, like, "I don't know what that means." And then after that, she's saying, "Oh, it's just And then Spike ends up explaining to her, Pinkie Pie, that he's like, "Oh, it's just little DNA test for every pony he's related with cousins, uncles, aunts, and families and stuff." And after that, she's like, "Ooh, sounds interesting, intriguing." As crazy as fuck Pinkie Pie is, but you know I love the shit out of her. But yeah, other than that, what happens is that Pinkie Pie, after that, she eventually ends up she ends up taking one of the scrolls from the bottom side, like a Jenga game or whatever. If any of you guys remember that 80s, 90s board game, whatever, Jenga. But yeah, other than that, what happens after that, it's like, "Pinkie Pie, what are you doing? You should just take it from the top." And after that, Pinkie Pie being her silly random self, but still adorable and cuteness, never the fucking less, it's awesome. After that, she takes it from the bottom. She says, "Oh, okay, I got it. Interesting, intriguing." And she says, "What?" And she's just fucking blown out of her fucking little Pinkie Pie mind. That's fucking hilarious how this happens. And then what happens is, "Oh, no, this can't be true. This is real? Are you serious? I should have known about this before." And after that, she makes references to Chocolate Rain from that Discord episode in the very first one, from Season 2. I forgot what the fucking name was called. The Elements of Harmony, I think that's what it was called. I'm not sure. Or The Return of Harmony, that's what it was with Discord. She keeps talking about Candy and Chocolate Rain. She pretty much prefers all that. She ends up saying this is better than chocolate candy covered ice cream with chocolate rain on the side. Even way better than cotton candy. And she ends up doing these little funny faces and emotions like that. She's like, taking pictures of herself. It's pretty funny. Or as at least call these stupid ass routines they call selfies or whatever. I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, other than that, what happens is after that, I'm trying to remember what it was. Fuck, what was it? Yeah, after that, she ends up being real happy and excited. She ends up going to Applejack's house, and she knocks on the door. She goes, "Oh, hello, what's going on?" She's like, "Hey, cousin." He's like, "How you doing, cousin?" And after that, she hugs Applejack, and then they show out of nowhere, it's like, "What in the hell's going on?" And then, of course, they sing a little theme song, the My Little Pony song. And then after that, what happens after that? No, not all of these are from the episode. Of course, some of these are just fan drones from I don't know, DeviantArt or other places like 4chan or whatever, or Tumblr. But other than that, what happens after that is they show Pinkie Pie talking to the Apple family. Of course, Granny Smith, Big Mac, what's her name? The one from the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Apple Bloom was actually my most favorite out of that whole group. It used to be Sweetie Belle, but she started getting a little annoying for me after a while. And we already know how I feel about Scootaloo. She's kind of like Rainbow Dash, so I really don't get too much crap about her. Maybe some other people, some of you bronies and pegasisters do. Me, I don't, personally. She's kind of like a splitting image of Rainbow Dash, because you already know how I feel about her. Except for these past few episodes, she's actually been a lot more of a fun character than normal, but I'll give Dashy that credit. And she doesn't make no appearance in the episodes, so that's cool. So yeah, other than that, what happens is even crazier as fuck to think is because, and she was making that emotional face I was talking about. Yeah, she starts talking to them, wondering what they're gonna do. They end up going on a road trip and stuff. It's like, and then Apple Bloom out of nowhere, she's like, I have another sister, I have another sister. When then Pinkie Pie ends up explaining to Apple Bloom, like, well, technically I'm the second or fourth half of long lost cousins and uncles related to you as a cousin, but still, that does sort of make me your sister. And then they will start smiling at each other and laughing. That's funny as hell. That's the was, those feels, you know, that's what I'm talking about right there. And after that, what happens is, I got another thing on my fucking nail. But yeah, after that, what happens is that, yeah, Granny Smith ends up saying, oh, I never knew we had another family. And it's just like, oh, isn't that just adorable? And her little southern accent. I think the girl that plays Granny Smith's voice, I wouldn't be surprised, because I remember back in the days, of course, Lauren Faust made this cartoon like the Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. The same lady that does her voice, I think, is the one that did Madame Foster's voice. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling I'm right on that shit. Anyone else, you could agree with me, you could disagree with me on that. Whether you like it or not, I think that might be her. But other than that, what happens is, what else is it? Oh yeah, after that, what happens on the sets is fucking insane as hell. Like, Pinkie Pie out of nowhere, she's like, oh, we should go on a road trip, field trip, pony trip, or whatever it is. Because, all the other Apple family are talking about it, and then Big Mac, for some funny reason, Applejack explains all the family, like, you got the cuteness, the fun, adorableness with Apple Bloom, and she's like, yeah, and then she's dancing, she's thinking about her Cutie Mark, the Cutie Mark Crusader dance. She has this hot air balloon or whatever out of nowhere, or this beach ball she gets, and then after that, and she's like, oh, you got the wisest of the wise, Granny Smith, and it's like, oh yeah, like, every pony always goes to the moon. She says something about the moon with Princess Luna or something like that, and after that, what happens is, he ends up showing Big Mac, and it's like, oh, and then he got strong with Big Mac, and then he's like, yup, as he always, that's all he ever says, but I'm gonna get to his stuff later, because he actually has a few more new lines, but I'm not gonna spoil it till later. And then after that, what happens is, he ends up having this pie smash in his face out of nowhere. It's like, Pinkie Apple Pie, I don't know, reference something, I don't know. And after that, it's like, oh, and then you got yours truly, the honest element of honesty. I was going to say loyalty, but that's Rainbow Dash. And then what happens after that, oh, that sounds good, I'm going to go home and pack right away, right now. And then after that, she comes back home. And then Applejack ends up saying, family meeting, every pony. And after that, it's like, oh, I know we want, like, Pinkie Pie to show us the Applejack side of the family, but we want to show her the good side of the family, not the negative Downer, Debbie Downer side. And after this, like, agree every pony, and they all say, oh, agree, yep. And then after that, what happens is, Granny Smith's out of nowhere. It's like, hey, has any pony found my hat? It's like, you're wearing it right there on your head. And that's what Apple Bloom says to Granny Smith. It's like, no, I'm not. This is the wrong one. She's kind of a little bit of a bitch about that. I'm like, you wouldn't expect that from Granny Smith, but, you know, her stubbornness, that's what it was. That's how she is. But other than that, but it's still cute and adorable nevertheless. And then after that, they show Big Mac talking to Applejack, and then Applejack keeps giving Big Mac a hard ass time with these questions over and over and over fucking again. He's like, you sure this load is too heavy for you? And then after that, she's just like, you sure we got everything with preparations we need for the field trip? And then he keeps saying, yep, and then he starts getting more excited, more pissed off and angry, like, oh, yep. He gets all pissed the fuck off and everything. I wouldn't blame the guy too, because that's all he ever says is yep, just like the Hank Hill King of the Hill fucking gag reel that always happens with that guy in Big Mac. But other than that, aka Big Macintosh, and what happens is Pinkie Pie makes it home, and like Apple Bloom or Applejack, Big Mac, he ends up pointing to where Pinkie Pie puts her luggage out, like doot, doot. And then after that, she ends up throwing it to the wagon because it's huge as fuck, and then ends up little party animal balloons come out. And the confetti out of nowhere hits Big Mac. He's like, dude. He's like, what the fucking hell's going on? It's like he got that expression on his face, like, what are we taking with us? This is gonna be a crazy ass fucking ride, and Lord and fucking behold, it does. And after that, what happens is that I have something in my teeth. I don't know what's going on with me today. But yeah, what happens after that is that what's her name? Granny Smith's like, oh, don't worry, Pony, we're gonna be just fine. And then Pinkie Pie's like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this field trip. I even brought my own camera. Say smile, every pony. And she takes a picture of all the main six, and they show Applejack. She's blinking in one eye, like, oh, what's going on over here? And then they show Granny Smith all snoring and going to sleep. And Apple Bloom out of nowhere, she's making her little cutie mark derpy face or whatever. It's funny as hell. Maybe paying homage to Derpy Who's, which is awesome. And then they show Big Mac. He's just out of nowhere, serious, like, oh, I hate you. He's like, he's getting all pissed off at Pinkie Pie for nothing. I gotta get a drink real quick. Hold on. And after that, what happens is that oh god, this shit's hilarious as fuck. And they end up finally going on the road trip. Every pony's packed and they're safe. And then they go in the theme song, and I'm not gonna explain the whole song thing because you can find it all over YouTube and the internet because people already made remixes to it. Like, shout out real quick to Pony Firestone. He made a really good ass remix song to Apples to the Core, so definitely check his shit out. I'll put the link in the description down below for his remix on that song. Fucking epic, beautiful. Definitely a guy worth subscribing to. I know he's got like 3,000-4,000 subs, but he's definitely fucking worth mentioning. So definitely check his shit out. He's a boss. He's epic. Shout out to you, Pony Firestone, if you ever watch any of my stuff. Thank you very much if you are. You give a lot of credibility to you. And I'm almost at 300 subs. I think I got like 294 now, so I think I need like 6 more and I'll get 300. Oh, and speaking of which, today is actually like my anniversary. I think 3rd or 4th anniversary on YouTube here for Nintendo Free 2011. Is the other one, my criticism guys, like 6th anniversary this coming year. So stay on the lookout for that if you're subbed to that channel too. But yeah, anyways, moving on is that the Apple family and Pinkie Pie, they start singing the whole Apple family. We're apples to the core. You know, it's a real catchy song, real awesome. I love when Pinkie Pie ends up talking about colored paints and all that stuff. It's funny as hell. And after at the end of their theme song, they end up like their station wagon breaks out and out of nowhere in the middle of the road. And after that, they all start arguing a little bit. And then it's like Applejack ends up telling Big Mac, hey, Big Mac, I thought you said. And then like he says Pinkie Pie over there out of nowhere. She's like, yeet, points out of nowhere and smiles. And he's like, oh, I thought you said this station wagon will be able to hold up all of our what the hell are they called? Potentiary things or whatever. I completely fucking blanked out right there. Please forgive me on that. I think predecessors or whatever. I don't know. So equipment. That's what it was. I thought we were able to hold out all the equipment. Didn't you say that? And he said, yup, I know. He doesn't say I know though. He's just saying it in the way yes or yup like he always does. And after that, Pinkie Pie ends up saying, oh, hey everybody, I got the greatest, biggest idea in the world. And then after that, what happens is she's like, oh, we should make a building raft or whatever, a river raft. And then like Granny Smith says, yeah, we could use the apple seed trees like we did back in the olden days, you know, that type of thing. And then it showed them squirrels and critters like the ones that Fluttershy takes care of, but she's not in this episode, so yeah. After that, what happens is that they end up building a river raft, and Applejack says, I guess it's worth a shot. And after that, like Granny Smith makes this funny reference that, does a June bug climb a tree? And Applejack says, no, I'm really not even sure what kind of tree, Granny Smith. And it's funny because she's kind of being a little bit of a pushover a little bit in a way, Applejack, because that's usually Fluttershy's job. But it's like Applejack and Fluttershy, they kind of switch personalities in this episode for some reason. They say, yeah, I'm not really sure what it is, because she's kind of like concerned all the time the way she talks and stuff. You know, Ashley Ball did a good job, and of course Adrienne Lehman did a good job doing their voices like they always do. Extremely professional, well-detailed, well-oriented. That's why they're making millions, so I can't blame them for that. But other than that, what happens is that, shit, man. They end up getting on a river raft, excuse me. And end up sailing the 7 river seas or whatever you want to call it. And then Apple Bloom out of nowhere. I know this cartoon or animation, My Little Pony, the 4th generation. It's very notorious for giving a lot of fan service, and that's the reason I really fell in love with this show almost 2 years ago, back in February 2012. It's gonna be my 3rd year next month of being a brony, so it's gonna be really fucking awesome there. After that, what happens is Apple Bloom, she ends up saying like, I'm the A to the P to the PPL Bloom, and ain't no other pony gonna violate me. It's like, if any of you ever seen that delicious like Ponylicious songs like Twilicious, Rainbowlicious, Flutterlicious, Pinkielicious, Applelicious, and the last one Rarelicious, you know what I'm talking about. Those were real big in 2011, 2012, real huge. They weren't that big last year in 2013, but you know, they were sort of big. They were once in a while like one-liner she was making. And she's like, I got the map, I got the map, I got the map, I got the map. And that was funny as hell, because you already know how much I love Apple Bloom and the Cutie Mark Crusaders. So you know I'm going to love the shit out of her now. And after that, she ends up saying, oh no, whoops! And then she, like, drops the map into the water, and she's, oh, I'm sorry. And after that, like, Apple Bloom ends up getting pissed off at, like, Applejack ends up getting pissed off at Apple Bloom, saying, all you had to do was give me the map. You didn't have to burst out and sing the song. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. If it was for Big Mac, we would never been in this mess. And after that, like, they show Big Mac saying, yup, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And after that, they all start getting pissed off and bickering, but that's later on. And after that, Granny Smith ends up taking the wheel for the river raft, and what happens is that they end up going to the scariest cave in Equestria. He's like, I know the back of this river like the back of my hooves, you know, funny hooves reference. And after that, like, Apple Bloom is all scared. He's like, this is the scariest cave in Equestria? And, like, this is the worst of the worst. It's evil creatures, unknown identified objects, and animals, like, beyond our world. And, like, Granny Smith just goes into a scary, haunting theme story thing, like how Rainbow Dash usually does, but it's a little bit different. And after that, what happens, like, Pinkie Pie knows, like, ooh, sounds scary. She's like, oh, tell me more. And then she starts clapping her hooves, like, and after that, what happens is that, they finally go through the cave, and then they're all screaming and yelling. They're like, ah, oh my god, what's this? What's that? Ah. They don't show what's in the cave. They just show the outside of the cave as they're, like, sailing along the river and stuff. And then every other pony out there scared as shit. Their mind, they're all huddled up together except Pinkie Pie say, ooh, let's see even more. That was the best thing in the world. Show me more. She's the only one that's not scared. She took a whole bunch of pictures of them in there. And after that, she's like, oh, this is the best part because we were all going to be landing on a waterfall. And after that, like, they all start fighting and arguing again later on, which is right now. And Granny Smith and Applejack start bickering and bullshitting each other. It's like, oh, I'm a lot more wiser than you are. It's like, oh, yeah, but, like, I'm the more youngest and strongest. And then, like, they start arguing, Applejack and Granny Smith. And then they both rip out, like, the rip off the wheel for the sailboat, river raft. And they all fall down. And it's funny because while they're falling down, Pinkie Pie, she ends up taking all these pictures with Apple Bloom. She's doing a dirt face again. And then they show Pinkie Pie making all these weird ass fucking faces. They even show her making a duck face like some old school MySpace shit or whatever, her Instagram. That was funny as fuck, by the way. And then they show Applejack, she's like scaring her, crying her eyes out. And then they show Granny Smith, she's like, oh my god, here, every pony, I'm gonna have a heart attack. And after that, they fall down into the river. And then at the end, Granny Smith's like, oh, well, that, at least I forgot what that shit was called, the sticky substance thing or whatever. The sap sipper or whatever, I think that's what it was. Well, at least the sap sipper stuff ended up like, the tree sap, that's what it was. At least the tree sap ended up holding the river raft up together, and after that they show Pinkie Pie landing gently on the river raft, and she burns it all to crap. Pretty much burns it to hell in the river. And after that they end up having to get all their stuff and their equipment and everything. And then Pinkie Pie, she's jumping up or down like that little boincy spring, goes boink, boink, boink. It's kind of like that, except a little bit different. And then what happens after that, they finally go into Golden Delicious. And it's funny, I love the way Pinkie Pie ends up saying Golden Delicious. It's like, come on, every pony, we're almost here. It's a Golden Delicious. And like, what's delicious? That is fucking silly. It sounds a little stupid, but it is Pinkie Pie, so I definitely cut her slack for that. Because she's almost my number one with Derpy. You already know how it is with me and her. Awesome shit. Best pony ever, that's all I'm going to say there. But other than that, what happens is that, after they get to Golden Delicious's house, it's funny because that last name, Delicious, reminds me a lot of this old reality show. I know if any of you kids are a little bit younger than me, you probably don't remember this. 06, 07, 2008. It was a show on VH1. I'm not going to get too much into details. It's called Flavor of Love. There was this one chick named Delicious. This crazy ass fucking morena black chick or whatever. I'm not racist against none of no black African American people out there, but I don't know. I'm not going to get too much into detail. They're just ghetto as fuck on that show. It's stereotypes. And if any remember the Public Enemy 80s, 90s shit from Will and Drayton, this shit was crazy back in the day, even though I wasn't existing in the 80s until the 90s. That's when I existed. But other than that, what happens is that, now I'm getting way off sidetrack. They finally show Golden Delicious. He has these two little cats. She's like one of those crazy cat ladies. So they got to call her a crazy pony lady instead of the crazy cat lady because she's a little bit different. She's a little cuckoo in the fucking head, but she's funny. She kind of has that same, like, squiggly, like, curly kind of mane hair or whatever. It's a little bit different compared to the others. And then what happens after that is, it's like, oh, what are you ponies doing here? And then after that, Applejack says, we're all Apple families. That's what we are. We're a part of the family. And then Applejack ends up making a statement saying, well, that's what we're just trying to find out. You know, we're not sure Pinkie Pie is a real Apple family or not. And you were the pony, come here. Because you're the professional in genealogy. And after that, what happens is Golden Alyssa says, oh, well, I'm definitely the pony to come when it comes to genealogy. If any pony knows anybody related to the Apple family, it is me on the job. And after that, she ends up trying to squeeze into her house. She's kind of like a hoarder a little bit. She has all this shit and crap all over her little garage and her little like living room and stuff like that. There's a little fireplace too, so shit could have burned down any time. And you can hear when she's squeezing through the door, you can hear the cats going row, 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 like that. Typical cartoon like meow thing, whatever. And then after that, what happens is even funnier is because the Golden Delicious girl, she picks up the same, like the book, the exact same way that Pinkie Pie took the scroll from Twilight's treehouse. It's weird as fuck, but it's true. So that gives you some indication, a little bit of a, you know, a nod a little bit to the audience that maybe Pinkie Pie is related to the Apple family after all. She's the fourth second cousin, like, that's missing in the Apple family. And because it would make a lot of sense if she is, because she was already a Pinkie Pie already, a pie from like the Rock family that they showed in the first and second season. When she got her cutie mark and then she was done working on the farm, she threw a party for everyone. So that would kind of make sense if she is related to the Apple family, because she grew up on a farm herself. And after that, she looks through the book. So let's see here. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, here it is. Oh, I'm sorry, dearie, but that's a little bit of a smudge mark on that paper. And after it's like, oh, so I'm not an apple pie, and then it's pretty much just where the story is ending. And after that, what happens is, oh, like, no, you are apple pie. The only difference is that we're not sure. We're not 100% sure. It's like, oh, that's okay. I was just wondering if I'd really be a member of the Apple family. That's all they wanted. I feel so sorry for her. I was about to cry there, literally. It's like, oh, come on, Pinkie. You know you're number one in my book. You already know this. And after that, what happens is that Applejack, she ends up going on nowhere. It's like, oh, it's okay. After all the bickering and arguing went through us and all the adventures we went through, you're definitely Apple to the core. And then after the end, like, I'm gonna get to that in a second. They end up like going out and they leave and they say group hug. They all love each other and the cats are all meowing at the end. And after that, like, they show all the ponies leaving out the house, like, and then they show Golden Delicious out of nowhere. It's like, oh, are you sure you ponies don't want no Applejack family memorabilia? And then after that, like, Big Mac was gonna say nope. And after that, like, they end up showing like all their mistakes. And then Big Mac was literally about to say something there. It's like, well, if it wasn't for me, and then Granny Smith just cuts him off. Like, now, Big Mac, we all know it's not your fault that you like filled up the station wagon to be that freaking huge, to collapse on itself. We forgive you. And he's like, yup. And it's funny because he was about to say something super important there, but then he gets cut off at the last second. And I was wondering, damn, gag reel again. Writers and producers out there, I'm looking at you. You should have did something there. You know, hopefully you make a Big Mac episode in this season, because that would be fucking awesome as shit to see. Maybe in the 5th season, because I know there's confirmation that's confirmed, like I said in my fan animation reviews, that there is going to be an official 5th season. We're just not sure when it's going to come out. Probably October, November this year. Maybe December at the latest. I don't know. It'd be crazy if it's in September, because that's pretty early, because that's in January, February, like 8-9 months from now instead of 10 or 11. But other than that, what happens is after that, they end up breaking in the song after they forgive and hug each other and stuff. Even if they're not related by blood, they're like, we're apples together, something, something, so much more. And then they say something else, something, something, weather. We're apples to the core. And then after that, what happens is that they end up going back, and then like they all start arguing who wants to write in the journal this time. And Apple Bloom's like, I should do it because I'm the youngest and most like experienced pony in this family. And after that, Apple Bloom's like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then like Applejack ends up saying, oh no, I'm the pony because I'm the element of honesty. And then Applejack's Granny Smith, she ends up saying, oh, like, I should have done it. I was a real big adventurer back in the days. And it's funny because like I forgot to mention at the end that everyone says, oh, say happy Apple family, and then they all take pictures of each other. And then Pinkie Pie does breaking a fourth wall kind of thing when she uses her tail to take a picture at the end. And then they all say happy Apple family. And then after that, I think it's happy apple pie they say, I don't know. And then at the end, like, Pinkie Pie say, she's like, oh look, I'm the member of the Apple family. Constant, bicker, argue. And she's laughing, and then they show the picture of the sun. and then they fade out. So my overall thoughts, views, and opinions on this thing, A+ fucking episode, obviously. Kind of like a B- because they kept doing that gag reel with the Big Matt. It kind of gets stale and boring after a while, but to that point where he's going to say something important, that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Come on. Should have some kind of continuity and shit and like preparation when you were writing this episode. And probably B- again because like it's still kind of gag reels because I really wanted to see what the hell was in that fucking cave, man. For the life of me, I would have loved to know what was in that monstrous, demonic, crazy cave that was scariest cave in Equestria, you know? Even if you think with Princess Celestia and Luna would have known about this, but at the same time, they don't. But that's all I have to say for now. So, like I always say, I can't wait for the next episode. I think it's called Rainbow Falls, episode 10. You know, Rainbow Dash is my least favorite, but she's still okay. She's been doing really good in this episode. And then episode 11 is on Pinkie Pride. I'm really looking forward to that next week instead of this coming weekend. So that's all I have to say for now. So, like I always do say, peace out, bros, women, bronies, and pegasisters. I will see you when I see you guys. Have a good day. Have a good night wherever you're at around the world. Don't drink, smoke weed at the same time. Don't do anything reckless. See you soon. See you around. Peace out, lates, goodbye, and I will talk to you guys soon, alright? Be easy, stay safe. I'll talk to you guys soon. See you, and I'm out.